What if a single individual's vision could transform the global landscape? Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and one of the wealthiest people in the world, has achieved this by revolutionizing e-commerce and redefining convenience on a global scale. His innovations have changed the way people shop, generated numerous jobs, and set new benchmarks in technology and logistics. Under Bezos's leadership, Amazon has become one of the most influential companies in history, driving economic growth and setting a gold standard for operational efficiency. However, Bezos's legacy is not without challenges. Amazon has faced significant criticism regarding labor conditions, environmental sustainability, and allegations of monopolistic behavior. While Bezos's vision and innovations have undoubtedly advanced society in many ways, the negative aspects of his business practices raise important questions about the human and societal costs of such transformative leadership. This essay will examine the dual nature of Bezos's impact, analyzing both the remarkable achievements and the significant criticisms of his tenure as the leader of Amazon. The labor controversy, monitoring and stress in Amazon warehouses. Jeff Bezos, as the founder and former CEO of Amazon, has faced significant criticism regarding the treatment of Amazon's workers. According to Simon Head, Amazon's system of employee monitoring is the most oppressive I have ever come across and combines state-of-the-art surveillance technology with the system of functional foreman, introduced by Taylor in the workshops of the Pennsylvania machine tool industry in the 1890s, Simon Head. This statement highlights the extent to which Amazon employs cutting-edge technology to maximize productivity while exerting intense pressure on its workforce. The high level of monitoring includes tracking employee movements through devices and systems that evaluate productivity in real time. Employees are subjected to rigorous performance metrics, with little room for rest or error. For instance, reports have detailed how workers are penalized for spending too much time away from their stations, even for essential activities like using the restroom. A former employee, Kate Salakasi, recalls her time working 11-hour shifts at Amazon. Another find from Simon Head states in March 2011 she received a warning message from her manager, saying that she had been found unproductive during several minutes of her shift, and she was eventually fired, Simon Head. Such practices can lead to heightened stress levels, as employees fear termination for failing to meet demanding quotas. These issues are exacerbated by Amazon's use of algorithms to make employment decisions. Automated systems determine whether employees meet productivity benchmarks, often leading to terminations without human oversight. While this system undoubtedly enhances operational efficiency, it paints a troubling picture of Amazon's labor practices. Employees frequently report physical and emotional exhaustion, citing the grueling pace of work as a significant cause. The stress induced by this environment not only affects productivity in the long term but also raises ethical concerns about the treatment of workers. Bezos's emphasis on efficiency and technological advancement, while transformative, has come at a profound human cost. Safety during COVID-19, efficiency over employee well-being. Amazon's approach to worker safety during the COVID-19 pandemic further illustrates the challenges of balancing operational efficiency with employee well-being. As the pandemic intensified, demand for e-commerce surged, placing enormous pressure on Amazon to maintain operations. While the company took steps to address safety concerns, these measures often fell short of adequately protecting workers. For instance, a report by the New York Times revealed that some employees were not informed of positive COVID-19 cases among their colleagues, putting them at heightened risk of exposure. Therese Kelly, an employee for Amazon, was informed of horrible news over a loudspeaker that an employee tested positive for COVID-19. More employees at AVP1 have been infected by the coronavirus than at any of Amazon's roughly 500 other facilities in the United States, Weiss. Warehouse employees also described inconsistent enforcement of social distancing guidelines and limited access to protective gear during the early months of the pandemic. Despite public assurances that Amazon was prioritizing worker safety, internal documents suggested that the company's primary focus remained on meeting customer demand. Amazon did implement safety measures such as temperature checks, increased cleaning protocols, and on-site COVID-19 testing, but these actions were often reactive rather than proactive. Many employees felt that the company's efforts were driven more by public scrutiny than genuine concern for their well-being. The contrast between Amazon's public statements and the experiences of its workers highlights the tension between Bezos's relentless pursuit of efficiency and the ethical responsibility to safeguard employees. One of the most notable criticisms was Amazon's refusal to shut down warehouses during the height of the pandemic, even as COVID-19 cases spiked. While many businesses scaled back operations to protect employees, Amazon expanded its services, citing its essential role in delivering goods to millions of customers. This decision, while economically advantageous, underscores the ethical dilemma of prioritizing profitability over employee health. The broader societal implications of such actions highlight the complexities of balancing corporate interests with public welfare. Workplace culture, profit and efficiency over people. Jeff Bezos's leadership at Amazon has also been criticized for fostering a workplace culture that prioritizes relentless efficiency and profit, often at the expense of employee health and satisfaction. Amazon's leadership principles, a set of guiding values championed by Bezos, emphasize traits like ownership, frugality, and a willingness to disagree and commit. While these principles have undoubtedly contributed to Amazon's success, they have also cultivated a high-pressure environment that can be detrimental to employee morale. A 2015 New York Times investigation described Amazon's corporate offices as a bruising workplace, where employees faced intense scrutiny and demanding expectations. Drew Atkins highlights the hardships faced by the Amazon workers, describing experiences such as non-existent weekends, crying at desks, and being pressured to answer emails after midnight. Atkins. Former employees recounted experiences of being reduced to tears during performance reviews and feeling pressured to sacrifice personal commitments for the sake of meeting company goals. One former executive noted that the company's culture encouraged employees to push themselves beyond their limits, often at the expense of their health and personal lives. This high-pressure environment is not limited to corporate offices. Similar issues are prevalent in Amazon's warehouses. Bezos makes it clear. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, in an email sent to employees after the story ran, summed up its gist best. It claims that our intentional approach is to create a soulless, dystopian workplace where no fun is had and no laughter heard. Atkins. Workers frequently report feeling undervalued, with little opportunity for advancement or recognition. For instance, employees have described receiving warnings for minor infractions, such as spending an extra minute off task or failing to meet near-impossible productivity quotas. While the company's emphasis on efficiency has driven remarkable achievements, it has also led to widespread dissatisfaction among employees. This culture of relentless productivity raises important questions about the sustainability of Bezos's leadership model. Environmental sustainability, a growing concern. Beyond labor issues, Amazon has faced criticism for its environmental impact. The company's rapid expansion and emphasis on fast delivery have contributed to increased carbon emissions and waste. Critics argue that Amazon's business model, which prioritizes speed and convenience, is inherently unsustainable. To its credit, Amazon has taken steps to address these concerns. In 2019, the company announced its climate pledge, committing to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2040. Bezos also launched the $10 billion Bezos Earth Fund to support environmental initiatives. Amazon. These efforts reflect a growing recognition of the need for sustainability in corporate practices. However, skeptics question whether these initiatives are sufficient to offset the environmental damage caused by Amazon's operations. The company's continued reliance on single-use packaging, for instance, contributes significantly to plastic waste. Additionally, the expansion of Amazon's delivery network, including the use of fuel-intensive vehicles and airplanes, poses challenges to reducing carbon emissions. While Bezos has demonstrated a willingness to invest in sustainability, the scale and urgency of the problem demand more comprehensive solutions. The tension between Amazon's environmental commitments and its business practices reflects a broader dilemma faced by many large corporations. Balancing environmental responsibility with the demands of a global e-commerce empire remains one of the most significant challenges of Bezos's legacy. Amazon's defense, advanced safety measures during COVID-19. In response to criticism, Amazon has defended its actions during the COVID-19 pandemic by highlighting the safety measures it introduced. The company invested billions of dollars in initiatives such as enhanced cleaning protocols, temperature checks, and the distribution of personal protective equipment, PPE, to employees. Amazon also implemented hazard pay and offered bonuses to frontline workers as recognition for their efforts during the crisis. These measures represent a significant investment in employee safety and well-being. However, critics argue that the implementation of these initiatives was inconsistent and often delayed. For example, reports from warehouse employees indicate that social distancing guidelines were not uniformly enforced, and access to PPE was limited in some facilities during the early stages of the pandemic. While Amazon's efforts demonstrate a commitment to addressing worker concerns, the mixed results highlight the challenges of managing safety on such a large scale. The company's response underscores the difficulty of balancing operational efficiency with employee well-being, particularly during a global crisis. Rebuttal: balancing success with responsibility. Despite these criticisms, it is important to acknowledge the remarkable achievements of Jeff Bezos and Amazon. Under his leadership, the company has revolutionized industries ranging from retail to cloud computing, creating millions of jobs and transforming the way people live and work. After Jeff Bezos' success, the concept that e-commerce is the future of business is no longer a hypothesis. Instead, it is a well-established fact, and there have been various players in the e-commerce space. However, Amazon has been able to be at the top of the company as a result of the loyalty that it has won from its customers, Ashok. Amazon's innovations in logistics, such as same-day delivery and automated warehouses, have set new standards for efficiency and convenience. Moreover, Bezos' entrepreneurial vision has inspired countless others to pursue ambitious goals. His emphasis on long-term thinking and bold experimentation has redefined what is possible in business and technology. While the criticisms of his leadership are valid, they must be weighed against the significant benefits that Amazon has brought to society. That said, the negative aspects of Bezos' legacy cannot be ignored. The ethical concerns surrounding labor practices, workplace culture, and environmental sustainability highlight the need for greater accountability and corporate responsibility. Balancing these issues with the pursuit of innovation and growth remains a critical challenge for Bezos and the company he founded. Conclusion: Jeff Bezos has undoubtedly transformed industries and created immense economic growth, but his leadership at Amazon has faced significant criticism for its negative impact on workers and the environment. From harsh monitoring systems to safety concerns and environmental challenges, these issues highlight the human and societal costs of Amazon's success. As Bezos transitions from his role as CEO to focus on other ventures, the legacy of his leadership will continue to shape discussions about the role of corporations in society. Balancing innovation with ethical responsibility remains a central challenge for Amazon and other global enterprises. Bezos' story serves as both a testament to the power of vision and a cautionary tale about the consequences of relentless ambition. In the end, the true measure of his legacy may depend not only on what he achieved, but also on how he addressed the challenges that accompanied his success.